The water type week event is coming, and I have a bad feeling we're all going to be over at Taupe Hollow for this event. Welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video, it's Bro Vinny here. Just like the first two legendary events we had for Raikou and Entei, we had preceding them an electric event, which introduced Dedenne, a fire event, which introduced Ninetales, and now a water event that is introducing a new Pokemon, Wooper. In this video, we're going to cover the information regarding the water event. We'll talk a little bit about Suicune and Quagsire. We don't have much information on them just yet, but mostly we'll be looking at which area to go to and why for the water event. The water event will begin on the 19th of August, which by the way coincides with the start of the next Good Sleep Day, which is good news because you can utilize the extra drowsy power. And we will also see the debut of Wooper and Quagsire on the same week. The main features of the water event week are, number one, you get a guaranteed hungry Pokemon every day of that week. So it's a good time to look for Pokemon that you actually want to hunt because you have better value for your biscuits spent if it happens to be hungry. Pokemon will be able to spawn outside of their sleep types, and water types will have a greater appearance rate. And finally, the mini candy boost feature will make a return. Now we've covered this mini candy boost feature many times before, so I won't be covering it in detail today except to say that you should use your candy boost feature to level up low level Pokemon or Pokemon which candies are hard to come by. If you don't understand this, ask me in the comments section below. And the fifth bonus that's not listed here is that the Good Sleep Day will actually coincide with the first 3 days of the water event, where as usual you get bonus sleep points, bonus EXP, and also bonus drowsy power. Now, which area should we go to for the water event? It largely depends on what Pokemon you're still looking for, you're still hunting for, especially given that Suicune event is just around the corner. If Wooper and Quagsire are what you're after because, well, it's new, of course we don't know what it is yet, we don't know what specialty it is and what its ingredient list is, but assuming that that's what you want, then there's actually only one place you really should go to. As usual, Banana Tanks has made us this graphic so that we can see where things will appear. Pretty much all of the water types can appear at green grass, but you get a huge dilution of what you might get. Some of the evolutions don't appear here like Quaxwell or Golduck, but if we ignore those, everything else does appear at green grass. So if you like the randomness of things showing up, well, green grass could be for you. Cyan Beach, being the water type area, obviously also has pretty much all of the water types as well. And in both areas, that does include Wooper. This is the first time Taupe Hollow is getting a water type Pokemon. In fact, Wooper is the only boosted spawn at Taupe Hollow during this event, which means that relatively speaking, Wooper should have a higher chance to spawn at Taupe Hollow because no other Pokemon are getting that boosted rate. Of course, I am assuming that your drowsy power is going to be high enough to unlock Wooper and Quagsire, otherwise you won't even have a chance to encounter them. But assuming that you do unlock them and you have enough spawn counts, you should, by comparison, have a better chance to encounter Wooper and Quagsire at Taupe Hollow than at Cyan Beach or Greengrass Isle. Snowdrop Tundra only has Psyduck and Slowpoke, so if you're looking for these two skill specialists, it may be a good idea, although Slowpoke line I'd say is more useful for farming tails than it is to worry about farming berries for Suicune event, but it is the only water type healer, so if you plan to use it for Suicune event, then you might want to have a good Slowpoke line. Although just be careful if you're hunting for Slowpoke because there's a lot of things you want in a Slowpoke. You want Ingredient Finder because you want more tails, you also want Skill Trigger because it's a skill specialist, and then you also want Berry Finding, and the reason is mainly for Suicune event because Berry Finding will give you more berry power. So just be aware of how you analyze your Slowpoke choices because any of these stats can be useful for Slowpoke for various different reasons. And just an extra note about Slowpoke line. Now, this is not a Slowpoke video, but if you were wondering whether to evolve your Slowpoke into Slowbro or Slowking, just a reminder that Slowking is a better skill specialist, which is the specialty of the Slowpoke line. But Slowbro is a better ingredient specialist, even though it's by name a skill specialist. But given the rarity of Slowpoke tails in this game, it is my personal preference to go for Slowbro as long as it has tails at level 30 and 60. If it doesn't have tails, but it has a lot of skill triggers, then Slowking might be a good choice. Having said that, even if I wanted Slowking because it has more trigger rate, I would still want Slowking to be farming tails, despite dropping less than Slowbro. So in either case, I usually only recommend Slowpoke line to be invested or evolved if it has Slowpoke tails at both level 30 and level 60. Which choice is up to you, whether you want to focus a bit more on ingredients or a bit more on skill. But unfortunately, neither Snowdrop Tundra nor Lapis Lakeside will get the Wooper line. So if you're hunting the new Pokemon, this is not the area to go to. As for Lapis Lakeside, we'll get boosted spawns of Psyduck Slowpoke line, just like Snowdrop Tundra, as well as Squirtle and Quaxly. So here's the breakdown. If you're after the ingredient specialist Squirtle and Quaxly, then Lakeside is the place to go. If you're after the skill specialist Psyduck and Slowpoke, then Snowdrop Tundra is the place to go. But in both situations, you'll be foregoing the chance to hunt Wooper during the boosted event week. If you're only hunting the new Pokemon, then Taupe Hollow is the place to go. If you're still hunting for a good Totodile to carry you through Suicune week and just for Cyan Beach in general, then Cyan Beach is a reasonable choice. Green grass will tend to see many other Pokemon having a chance to spawn as well, so Totodile will have better odds to appear at Cyan Beach. Unfortunately though, it is diluted by all the other water types that will also get a boosted spawn rate. As for Vaporeon, that's not considered because you should be catching it as an Eevee for more inventory and a higher skill level. And Eevee can spawn in any area under snoozing type. So hopefully that's helped you decide which area to go to, but I think personally I'll be heading over to Taupe Hollow. Piggy hasn't decided where she'll be going yet, but I have a good feeling we'll both be at Taupe Hollow. Next, let's take a look at what we do know about the Wooper line and Suicune. We do know that Wooper and Quagsire will be slumbering type Pokemon, which is great because slumbering is one of the easiest styles to achieve. All you have to do is leave your device untouched on a motionless surface. Just be aware that you can't have a continuous slumbering for over 6 hours, so you might want to shake it sometime in the middle of the tracking if you're going for a long session. And we also know that Wooper line will be a water type. That's actually not listed in any of the information we've seen so far, except under the Suicune event information, which is still very lacking right now. But it does list Quagsire and Wooper as water type Pokemon, because alternatively they could have been ground types, since in the main games they are dual type Pokemon and the other type is ground, which might explain why Wooper and Quagsire can spawn at Taupe Hollow. It may just be a reference to its other typing. Now in this page we don't see the sleep style that Suicune will be, but there is one place where we can see that Suicune is also a slumbering type Pokemon. And that is on the promotional video that you can find on x.com for the Suicune event. Now I'll leave a link in the comment section below if you want to check this out yourself, but basically when the girl in the video did her sleep research, you can see from the blue bar here that Suicune is a slumbering type Pokemon, and this is its 1-star sleep style. A final reminder that you can use Nerd's Excel spreadsheet to see which area might be a suitable option for you to go for the water event. Under the location tab, all you have to do is type in the Pokemon that you want to hunt. For example, I might want to hunt Quaxly, Psyduck, and Slowpoke. Now you can't add Wooper or Quagsire in yet because we don't have information on them, but you can see which of the areas has which of the spawns. So Taupe Hollow doesn't have any of these three. So if I was very specifically hunting for Quaxly, Psyduck, and Slowpoke, then I might choose Cyan Beach or Lapis Lakeside. Probably Cyan Beach for a chance also at Wooper. Now this is just an example, everyone's hunting list is going to look a little different. Regardless, I think just for the hype of a new Pokemon, I have a bad feeling we'll all be over at Taupe Hollow. Thank you for watching guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Quick shout out to Slowpoke and Psyduck for helping out on this promotional video.